We up and we live real quick. We up and we live real quick. Boom, there we go. Decided to jump on here real quick because I needed to say something. You know, I'm waiting for some people to get in here because I this you know I don't know. I don't know. It's like this shit is like utter ridiculousness. Like I don't I'm yeah. I'm gonna wait for some people to come get up in here. I'm gonna make this a short one. Not gonna be on here long. Not like how I was earlier. I was supposed to only do a short one earlier. And I ended up staying on for a whole hour. But this is more or less just to, put something out there real quick. So I'm gonna wait for some people to get in here. I know this is an impromptu one. So it might take a little second for people to get the notification. Because YouTube likes to play. YouTube likes to play around, not give everybody the notification. But y'all know me. When it comes to nonsense, when it comes to history, I'm definitely gonna speak on it. And if that means I ruffle some feathers along the way, well then so be it. So be it. Because the shit that I just seen and the comments I was just reading, this is, oh my God, this is fucking. I try not to get myself all worked up over this stuff, but I'm not one that just sits by and not say nothing. I'm gonna say something. Oh, sure. I just realized in my picture, I got the 7 in the picture. Okay. That's what's up. I guess everybody is off doing other things. I don't know. Is there another live going on? Oh, you know what? Wait, is that? Hold on. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Cause I think that's probably why. Let's see. Let me see. What the hell? I only need to see one thing. Oh, I'm so putting Oh no, that's not until 6. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't see no. Okay. Whoever sees this on the replay, y'all catch this on the replay. I just got done watching a video, and it was about this. It was at the school, and this teacher was teaching the students about the Mark Twain book, and for some reason, I'm kind of curious. Like for some reason, the student asked, how to spell the N word because in that book the N word comes up. Yeah, fuck Mark Twain. But but she goes over to the student and she leans over the desk and she tells the student to say the word. And she kept saying the word. She was like literally trying to force the student to say the word. The student did not want to say the word. The student put their heads down and did not want to say the word. And the teacher said the word like 15 times. You know, and then I jump in the comment section and I'm reading these comments, and I don't ever like to come to a final conclusion on anything, only because there might be something else that can be added. So I try not to conclude anything that I do. Because you know how sometimes you'll do something or you'll speak on something and then you'll come to a conclusion on something, and then like that next day or so, you find out that there's add something else to that. So I never try to come to an absolute conclusion on anything. Miss Thang, Diddy, what's up? What's going on, y'all? There's a big discussion going on that nobody is absolutely really listening to. And there's a conversation going on that nobody really understands that conversation that's going on. But there's a lot of answers to the conversation. So the N-word controversy, racial slurs, and things like that. I keep on noticing each time these conversations happen, there's like people so ingrained in what they feel or believe is the truth that they don't allow themselves to open up to actually see, like, wait, hold on. Maybe this is it. Maybe this could be true. Maybe I should. Like, nobody is allowing themselves to grow. And they're just sticking with this mindset, like, well, this is it. And it's not it. The N word is such a sensitive yet hard topic. And there's no like understanding. There's a lot of talking, then there's a lot of arguing, but there's not enough understanding. It's like people want to be right about a word that they necessarily don't even know what the word actually is or the origins of that word. Even as many times as I have explained and came on here what the origins of that word is, what the reason why they use the word that they use now, and why the word, like I just done in the last couple of weeks, of why the word is in the dictionary. I have explained this, but yet you get people that just want to continue to use that word and thinking that, oh, well, it's in the English dictionary, so it's okay to use it in the English version. But the thing about it is, and what you have to have clear understanding and comprehension of is, even though it is in the English language, it's not our language to begin with. If you think that the English language is a language of native language, if you think the English language is a language that belongs to us, no. The only reason why there's an English language is when the Brits had control. So everybody else was forced to use the Queen's language. And we know the history on the Brits. But it's almost it is almost at that point of, if you want to know, that's cool. But then when somebody that has the information to teach you and to show you and to educate, then why do people just completely shut that part out and act like that person doesn't know what they're talking about? And I've always stated, if there's anything that I say on here that is not true, misinformed, or anything else, hey, y'all can go do your own research on it. I'm just here to give the information. Because people need to understand why the word even exists in the first place. And I'm going, like I said before, I'm going to do a complete live, and I'm going to break this down all the way. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down more than I broke it down when Jimbo had did the live on the N word, and I was on there showing the people exactly what it is about that word. I'm going to break it all down. But you see, you can't say that you want to, you can't say on one end that I don't see color, but then you use a word that reference or is in reference to a color. You know, and then use the excuse, oh, well, it's in the dictionary. Well, hell, bitch is in the dictionary too. And watch how many females get mad if you call them a bitch. But it should be okay because it's in the a dictionary. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Let me see this comment real quick, and I'll get back to what I was saying. I used it the other day to explain what someone called me. Yeah, see, it's all in the context of what you use the word. If you're using the word in teaching, explaining in certain situations, then yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be careful too, and when you explain it, you have to make sure that your words are connected to the context of how you're presenting it, because sometimes you might a word or two in explaining it might not flow so easy when you're explaining it to somebody, because then you're seeing it, or they're seeing it in still a derogatory way, when all you're doing is explaining it in a certain in the context of what it is. So everything, words and how you present it has to be put in a format to where they see the context and not the derogatory. It's not okay to use it in my eyes. Yeah, even it's just a word I don't like, because one, it's a racial slur. Two, because it upsets people. Explain it for him, Jay Millie. I was explaining to Millie what someone called me. Millie told us. At the end of the day, we was all made equal, no matter a person's race. Right. So, and I have explained in the best of my abilities beforehand why it is, and this is where I'm going to come in and really truly break down, because I don't think people fully comprehend or understand the internalness of things that my people have, that we automatically like, boom, we taking that word back, and we gonna flip it around, not even understanding what the word is outside of the derogatory a way that is being used. But that's why it's important. That's why it's important that schools teach complete history. I'm not into this whole critical race that I don't even care about that. I think that's just a title of hogwash. It makes no sense. Okay, but this is what I've said in response to those parents and conservatives and like minds that feel the way that they do. You they say, oh, well, I don't want my child going to school and feel guilty for being white. So why is it all them years when I was going to school and others like me were going to school felt guilty for being black, or felt less than for being black? Because all we was taught was we were slaves and Martin Luther King. We got chained, beat down, abused. If you're feeling guilty about your child feeling guilty about being white, then why don't you teach your child about how they have in the Constitution to this very day that black people are 3/5 of a human? You see, these people talk about they don't want their kids feeling guilty about being white based off of some information that is finally being put into school that wasn't put in school when I was in school. They're giving history based off of what they want, based off of what they don't want. They don't want. You know what I'm saying? They don't want people to know the truth. And as a matter of fact, for all those parents, all those politicians that feel the way that they do, do you know that there's a lot of books and information from your own community that were destroyed? See, y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all want to be stuck in your own little bubble. Y'all don't want to be see, you want to be educated, but you only want to be educated when it's under your education, when it's your information. You only want to be educated when it's your information. You don't want an education. You don't want to have an understanding. You gonna sit there and tell me, oh, I don't want my child to feel guilty about being white? Well, then why don't you teach your child the complete history of what it is? And stop being scared because you know what the truth is. You mad because people are standing up, and you're really mad because your own people are standing up and be like, no, we need to add this. We need to teach these kids everything. Everything. Because what's going on is these kids are going to school and they're learning something, and then we're sending them out into the world completely lost. And then when somebody and then when they say something and then somebody gets mad, they have completely have no understanding of why that person is mad at what they said. Well, maybe if you would have taught them when they was in school, maybe if you would have taught them when they was at home, that when they got into the real world, they would have knew exactly what to say, exactly how to act, and knew when and where to shut the fuck up. Period. How you think I felt and others like me felt going to school every day and only learning about slavery and Dr. King and Rosa Parks? How you think we felt? See, y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about the little black girl that 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 goes to school and is being told, oh no, you can't wear your hair like that. Or or that little black boy that's going to school and being bullied based off of his skin color. See, y'all don't want to talk about that though. But y'all want to talk about, oh well, I don't want my child going to school and feeling guilty. But no, no, no. It don't work like that. If we're going to teach history, we need to teach all the history, all the history. Not little bits and pieces here and there, and then leave it to people to try to formulate something. And then by the time you try to formulate something, you're already knee deep, concrete deep into what you stand on or what you feel is the truth. I don't want no child to go to school and feel guilty based off of how they came into this world. But you're not going to sit here and tell me and others like me that we shouldn't be having our history, our complete history. Do you know that I didn't even realize Egypt was a part of Africa until after the fact? And then to come to find out that Egypt ain't even it's a colonized word. Egypt ain't even called Egypt. That's not the original word. That's not the original name. I didn't know that. Just like I didn't know that Africa really ain't the name of Africa. But that's the type of stuff that they don't teach you in school. They don't teach that stuff. And then we're going into this world. It's like we're sending the kids into the, well, not me, but it's like people are sending the kids into the world with no foundation. It's like they just going out there, just, you know what I'm saying? Find it when you can and survive if you can. I had no idea all the information about my people that was out there that was left out. And there's still a lot of information we will not know because they burnt a lot of those books along the way to keep us from learning that stuff. And white folks, for those that want to sit there, yes, they did that to keep y'all from telling us. See, y'all don't see, y'all didn't know that. They don't want to know that. They was literally burning books, not just to keep away from us so we can learn and we can educate ourselves. No, they was doing that because those white folks that was helping the slaves. The white folks that would sneak out and they probably like, huh, here go a little extra food for you. Or the white folks that'll be out there during the marches protesting for civil rights. Yeah, they kept that away from them. And then this is the other thing. This is the other thing that it's just mind boggling. Like all those people that feel that way, this is what I like to bring up. And this is pertaining to them white moms that are really pushing this Karenicity type activity when it comes to history in the schools that all the students can learn. It's funny how you could sit up here and talk all high and mighty and then forget it wasn't just that long ago that your ass couldn't even vote yourselves. It wasn't that long ago that you weren't allowed to do anything unless your husband said you can do it. So don't blame us and other people that actually want to put right information out there, the correct information out there. Maybe you should look internally at yourself and look at the self-guilt. Because a lot of y'all sit out there at these school board meetings, hooting and hollering and everything else, while your mama and your mama's mama and your mama's mama and your mama's mama, after that, was sitting at home on her hands and knees scrubbing the floor because Pops done came home, probably drunk as hell, tired as fuck from a long day at work, and talking about where my supper at. Y'all don't want to talk about that, huh? Was that too deep for them? Was it, was it too harsh? Reality? This is what I'm saying. If we're going to talk about this, then let's talk about this. You want to kick some knowledge? You want to kick some information? Let's kick some information. See, that's why people like Dub need to shut up and don't be trying to come at me about history, because I got information. I got history. This is what I do. This is what I do. Dub, you sound stupid. There was more white slaves than black. Fool, you sound stupid. You know why you sound stupid? Because there's more black people than there is white people. Globally, there's more black people than there is white people. So nowhere in history was there ever more white slaves than there was black slaves, even back then, especially back then. So I just gave y'all some stuff that I'm pretty sure some of y'all didn't even realize or didn't even know. And I got more, and I got more, and I got more. I got so much information, y'all, that it will make you might need to take a second. You might need to just let it process. And I'm pretty sure when I get done with this, process what I'm saying. But this continues to happen time and 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 time again. Myself and many others, we're going to speak about this and we're going to stand on it. Is it going to get uncomfortable? Yes. But think about how many black folks have been uncomfortable from the day this land was colonized to the day that they decided that they was going to bring the rest of us over here to this very day. I can't go outside without thinking about, oh, well, is this the day the police is going to roll up on me and put one in my back? Or is this the day some white supremacist Ku Klux Klan skinhead idiot, a bunch of them want to decide that they want to come out and snatch me up, tie me up to the back of their pickup truck and drag it down the road? And trust me, we got a lot of areas out here that happens and can happen. But you worried about your child feeling guilty about being white? Your child ain't got to worry about getting shot as much as the little black kid do, or as much as the little Latino kid do. Now I know white folks get shot by the police, but at the number rate of when it happens 10 times, 100 times more to us than it happens to anybody else. There is things that we have to worry about that no other people has to worry about in this country or globally. That's just a fact. I know people want to try to discount that. Oh, well, we went through this. Look, I'm not saying anything about what any other people go through, because everybody, whatever you are, everybody has a history of going through something. All we're saying is you can't compare our history to everybody else's history, because we still haven't received nada, nothing. We still, the thing about, they want to talk about equality and equalness, and we should, well, politicians, particularly, no, I'm going to speak to the Democrats and I'm going to speak to the Republicans. Both of y'all talk about this equality and this is America and we are free to do this and do that. Okay. So Democrats, I see y'all pushing a lot of racial equality stuff, right? How come y'all being quiet on getting the 3/5 of a human removed from the Constitution? Um, um, yeah, Republicans, particularly Black Republicans, how come you're not pushing your white Republican colleagues to push to get the 3/5 of human removed from the Constitution? Because even though you calling yourself a Republican and you hanging around with all of them, they still looking at you as 3/5 of the human, dog. Straight up. Hey, homeless in America, man, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. See, okay, so I want y'all to see something right here. Facts, and everyone owes. Now, www rubber dub 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 dub. You said something. Oh, why don't you or why don't you go to Africa and go ask them for reparations? Rubber dub 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 dub. Rubby dub dub dub. We're not just talking about reparations here in America. We know the Nigerians, they owe us too. But we're not in Africa right now. We got to start domestically, locally, before we can go globally, you idiot. So stop running your mouth, sit back, let that big bald head of yours actually listen and collect information, and stop going on some whitewash shit that you think is some whatever. They putting the trans community into the Black community. Oh yeah, no, that's, you know what, Eva, that's a very good point you just brought up. Um, because they really pushing that what they call it, black queer. There's a black queer movement going on, and they really pushing that. Yeah, he said that. He sure did, Miss Thing. He sure did. He said that. Hey, Richard, what's going on? He sure did say that. You know, but you see, we're not saying. See, this is why I don't know why everybody's getting all in the uproar about us asking for reparations when it's clearly put in the document. It's documented. The forefathers of this, quote unquote, the so-called forefathers, they're the ones that put it in the document. When they were signing the Declaration of Independence and all that good stuff, when they were doing the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, and all, they put it in the document that the slaves were owed for their labor and for their time. They were supposed to receive land, they were supposed to receive resources, and they were supposed to receive money, and got none of that. They ain't got none of that. If you feel that your people was done wrong and y'all deserve reparations, go. Nobody's stopping y'all. So why is it people getting uproar and getting in our stuff because we're asking for something that is clearly documented? It is documented. I don't know how many of y'all have actually seen the actual document where it's signed and it says that. I've seen it. It's owed to us. And since our ancestors obviously ain't around no more, you know what I'm saying? That falls, it trickles down to us. Don't get mad because we're asking for something that's owed to us. It's just like if you go to work, right, and you don't put in your 40 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours, however many hours you put in a week, right? Now just think about this. You go to work, you don't put this time in, right? And then when it's time to get paid, you're not getting paid. In fact, the boss will tell you, "Oh, don't worry, there was a mix-up. You know what I'm saying? We'll make sure that you get your payment. Don't even worry about it. But you're a hard worker. Just keep on coming to work, and you're going to get paid for your time." And then never get paid. You would be quite pissed off, right? You would be very upset, right? So why are people mad that we're asking for something that belongs to us? That's owed to us. If your people, like I said, if your people was done wrong and you feel like y'all's owed reparations, that's for you and your people to go and fight for that shit. I can't go in there. I could go along and be an ally or whatever the case may be and be like, yeah, y'all deserve reparations and stuff like that. But I can't fight y'all fight. Just like y'all can't fight our fight. But the door for help is always there. Don't be fooled because you see a couple of black faces up there that is multi-millionaires, billionaires and stuff like that. Don't get fooled by that just because they allow one or two inside the door. You know what I'm saying? Don't get fooled by that. Because the number of people that are actually successful coming out of the black community is at a lower number than any other. And we're just simply asking for, if you're going to do this, if you're going to send $380 million to Israel, if you're going to send another $38 billion to China, and then give the Koreans another 40, then why is it so hard for y'all to give us what we want? Because they know what the truth is, and they're scared to relinquish anything that can take any bit of their power structure away. I see we got some people in Barry in the building. Hey, Barry. And that's funny. I just got done talking about Dove and Barry Papa. What up, Jay? Does the ratification of the 14th Amendment in 1868 count as removing the 3/5 of this official repeal? Barry, I was just talking about that. It's funny. I was just talking about that 3/5 of the. I literally just talked about that. I was just saying. I was talking about how like, you know, because the whole base of what I'm talking about is like how, you know, you get these parents and these politicians talking about, oh, well, I don't want my child to feel guilty because they're white. And I'm simply saying, okay, but if that's the case, well, why don't you take a look at the Constitution that they hold so highly? You know what I'm saying? We're still looked at as 3/5 of the human, but y'all want to talk about racial equality, but y'all still look at us lower than y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely got to go. What's going on, Herb? How you doing? Been laying pipe. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, exactly. All them billions of dollars he sent over to Ukraine. Like, come on now. Uh, almost all of us, almost all of us are sitting on stolen land. I never stole any land nor have a family owned slaves. That's not to say it didn't happen. Yeah, Herb, you said it right there. Just look what they did in Tennessee, Dave Jiggly. I seen that. I seen that. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm gonna get into that too. I'm actually gonna talk about that soon. No, but J Mill, you know how I feel about racism, and I'm always gonna have your back. Oh yeah, no, I know, Miss Thing. I'm sure you've already shown that. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly where you stand. They will try and get you out of here before they give you money. That hey, even that you said it right there. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're trying to do. The gays want all the money for. Oh, they get all the money. No, hey, the gays is get all the money. You was right the first time, even. They expect not. They expect not as expect. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's the whole thing is people want to know why. Okay, well, we're telling you why. Don't ask why, and then we tell you why, and then you're still sitting there with a dumbass look on your face, wondering, well, I don't know. No, we just told you. So obviously, whatever feelings you're harboring against me or against somebody that look like me is your true intentions feelings. Is your true intention of how you feel about me or somebody that looks like me. You don't want to understand. You don't care. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be all the way 100 with y'all. I don't care if nobody cares. I don't, because I'm not looking for careness. I'm not even looking for sympathy. Have empathy. Have empathy. Have empathy for what we've gone through. You got people getting credit for stuff that was built, invented, that my people created, invented, that they decide that they're going to put another face on it that doesn't look like me. And they do this all the time. And it's so bad that it sinks into my people, and it keeps us divided more and more every day. Every day. Like for a lot of us that's older, a lot of this it becomes numb to us. Yes, we have a lot of anger in us. We have a lot of anger in us because of everything that we've been through and everything that we continue to go through today. And then to sit up there and see people actually get mad, well, then don't sit up there and get mad and then turn around and say, well, I got a black friend. I got a black friend. I got black people in my family. If that's the stance you're going to stand on, please save that for somebody else. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're going to ride with us, you better have your ass on that front line with us. Period. Don't get scared and start taking 2 steps back when it's time to get down. You know, if you want to ride with us, then you got to ride with us full go, all gas, no brakes. Otherwise, keep your ass at home and go watch cartoons or something. You know, I've gone so much, I've gone through so much personally that even if I wasn't so much in, I would still have that anger. I would still have that anger. You know, I move how I move because I have an understanding of how this country works, how the system works. And it's sad. It's upsetting. It hurts. It hurts. You know, y'all know the story about Emmett Till. Y'all know the story about Emmett Till. The only thing that probably saved me from going through an Emmett Till situation is the fact of the time period and where I was at. But that still didn't stop that white principal from suspending me because a white girl said I did something that I went to court and proved that I did not do. Or how the police came to my house, arrested me in front of my mom for something that I wasn't even charged for. That had nothing to do with the reason why I was on suspension in the first place. See, when you go through those things as a black kid, and then later on, when you're riding with your homeboy and you coming up out the block, and then the boys, and then they got the flashlight, not the flashlight, but the flashlight directly on you. Or if you just chilling in an apartment complex with your homeboys and you got a whole SWAT of police coming, guns drawn, boom. Oh, because you thought there was we're just sitting here. Whatever business you got ain't got nothing to do with us. But you got guns drawn on us? Like it's so much. It's so much that sometimes I have to go in a corner somewhere and just collect myself and just try to hold it together. But that's the thing that you know I went through. I got kicked out of school for something I did not do. And I've told the story about my school, how like the white students went to the principal who was white, and all the black and Latino students would go to the vice principal who was black. See, these are the things that we talk about when we say California. It looks all, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Um, you might see an interracial couple. You see a lot of that, but then the lines are cut right in the middle. It's divisions. It's separation. We're very separated out here, as much as it looks like it's not. So yeah, y'all coming in with the comments. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That see, you said, oh Herb, you have no idea how strong some empathy can go. That's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said. I don't want nobody's careness. I don't want nobody's sympathy. Just have empathy. That's it. That's it. Yep, I'm numb. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I gotta run. I'll be back, Billy. Great topic. All right, Eva. Yeah, I'm about to jump off here. I gotta give me something to eat. I was on here longer than I want to, but I gotta get on here. I gotta get it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Um, say honestly, y'all have the right to be angry. Yeah, that that's why I don't know why other people get angry. Like, and then want to throw up. Oh well, my people. Okay, your people went through that. Go do something about it. Don't come in here and then try to justify you being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't want to, acknowledge what we went through. Frontline or just mean what you say. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All the way or none of the way. Yep. All the way. Exactly. Exactly. I'm a white guy, obviously, and I will admit and use white privilege. I will most definitely take advantage of that. But hate based on race, never that. Hey, I've always said, hey, white people, use your privilege. You have that privilege, use it. Because I can guarantee you this. If I had that same privilege, oh, I'm using it unapologetically. I'm using it all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm using it. Period. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at that. Pete's funny style came to light when Brittany Griner got released from Russia and the court material conviction Marine did not. Yeah, we want them all to come home, but why the hate? Yeah, it's that cherry picking. It's that picking and choosing. You know, and we know why they went with Griner. It's part of the agenda. You know what I'm saying? They wanted her to come. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the Marine. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not bring both of them back? You know, I can feel the hurt. Yeah, it's yeah, it's you know, and I ain't too, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I sit up here and cry, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because when I think about this and I see what we constantly go through every day, sometimes I gotta shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got to. Well, all right, y'all. I'm about to jump off here. I'm about to go grab me something to eat. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here, you know what I'm saying, and drop that on y'all. And like I said, I'm gonna do a more extensive thing. And yeah, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. At the end of the day, we gotta do better. You know. But with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming through. Barry, Miss Thang, Herb, Seduction Doll, aka Lady Che. Eva, Diddy, Richard, Homeless in America. I don't want to forget nobody's name. Okay, I didn't forget him. Okay. Thank y'all for coming through. I still will be back later on tonight. I knew something was bothering you when I came in. Yeah. It was, you know, but that's why I love coming on here and I love, you know, speaking to y'all because it helps me get it off my chest, you know, instead of going out there doing something crazy. Scotty, you coming in on late, but thank you for coming through. You go ahead and rewind this and you know what I'm saying, replay game. All right, y'all. I'm about, like I said, I'll be back on here tonight. It'll either be on Coffees or it'll be back on here. And with that said, you know how we do this every single time. Whatever you do in life, keep it militant, stand on your square, and never let a motherfucker knock you off. And with that said, we are out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.